What's up, Winning in Prayer? This is Pastor Daryl coming to you again with another Monday motivation. I pray that your Monday has started off great, and I pray that the rest of your week will go even greater. So let's get into it. Luke 18:1, the scripture says, "And he spoke a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint." And I'm going to read it again. It says, "And he spoke a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint." So I'm going to focus on two words in this scripture. The first word is ought, and the other word is faint. That word ought is a word that suggests responsibility. So when we look at the context of this scripture and the following scriptures, we're talking about prayer here. So what it is getting at is that it's our responsibility, yours and mine, to pray. And what we're supposed to do is we need to increase the focus of our prayers. Can't just be about me and mine and what concerns me and my family, but the affairs of the world. We are responsible for affecting the outcomes of the affairs in this world. This is why the scripture says men ought always to pray. It's our responsibility. It's the church's responsibility to pray. We are supposed to affect the affairs of the world. This is why it's so important that we get past our hangups in prayer, because there's a lot of things that are hinging on my being an effective prayer, your being an effective prayer, and that we increase the focus of our prayers and focus farther than just beyond our household. We have to pray about more than just me and mine, my wife, my kids, my financial stability, my opportunities, and we have to pray about those things that are going to affect the world. And I'm going to give you an example. At this time, California is wanting to ban the Bible. So you see how important it is that we are praying about things that are beyond just my household. Scripture says that he knows what we have need of. All of my needs are met. I need a car, I need a job, I need a house, I need somewhere to sleep. All of those are met. Most of the time, we are hung up on getting our wants met. So listen, let's get to the point of we can get past what you and I would normally get hung up on in prayer, and start praying prayers that are going to affect the affairs of this world. Now, that other word that we were talking about here is the word faint. And I want you to know I'm not just talking about a loss of consciousness. This word has some other meanings that I really, really like. And those other meanings is lacking brightness, lacking vividness or clearness, and even lacking courage. So what it's getting at here is, in prayer, we're supposed to have a clear focus on those things that we are desiring of God. Sometimes God grants our prayers immediately. Sometimes there's some time involved. Sometimes there's some difficulties involved. But what it's getting at is, don't let time and don't let difficulty, don't let situation and circumstances cause you to lose the brightness of what you're praying for. Don't let it cause you to lose the vividness of what you're asking God to do. Don't let it cause you to lose the clearness of the vision that you're asking God to bring to pass. Don't let it cause you to even lack the courage because some time has passed. It's your and my responsibility to keep those things that we're asking God for, to keep those vivid, to keep those bright, to keep them clear. Cannot let situations and circumstances deter us from what we're asking God to do in my life, in my family, and in the world. Those things that are in the world, such as California wanting to ban the Bible, we cannot allow a situation like this to cause us to lose the vividness of prayer, the clearness of prayer, the brightness of faith. And we certainly can't allow it to cause us to back up and to lose our courage. Now let's look at the following scriptures. Saying, there was in the city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard man. We're talking about the unjust judge here. It says, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. So the unjust judge has decided that I'm going to grant this widow's request because he says she's going to keep coming and she's going to weary me. Now, if this unjust judge can make up his mind to give this lady what she's desiring, because she did not she didn't forget about her responsibility to go after what she wanted, and she didn't let the difficulty cause her to lose the brightness and the vividness and the clarity of what she desired. She kept going. And this unjust judge granted her request. And what I'm trying to get at is, I don't want you to think that that you can get on God's nerve enough to change his mind. But God will reward you for your persistency and your consistency, and for you not giving up on your responsibility and coming to him, not losing the brightness, not allowing time or difficulty to cause you to lose the vividness or the clarity of what you were praying for. And most of all, God will reward you when you don't lose your courage. When you don't lose your courage, God will come through for you. So I want you to be excited on this Monday and knowing that if I keep courage, that God will come through for me. If we keep courage, God will come through for us. So my prayer is, listen, it's our responsibility, as the scripture says, to pray. And in praying, I don't want you to faint. Don't lose courage. Don't lose vividness or the clarity of what you're praying and asking God for. This is Pastor Daryl. Another Monday motivation. My prayer is that you stay encouraged and keep pressing on. Until next time, I'll see you then.